Hi everyone, my name is Phyllis and I'm the owner of Mad Moody Quilting Fabrics. It's the middle of the summer here and I wanted to show some fabric collections that came in the spring. I'm trying to prep for videos for the fall on tutorials or lectures or demos or whatever, okay? So this summer I'm concentrating on showing off all the new products and all the new collections that came in this past spring. Okay? So I wanted to show you a new book that just came in. I don't bring books in often, but this one, I really liked it. I thought that, and I'm not the only one, it's been all over the internet, but I thought I'd bring it into the store. It's called Barnstar Sampler. Now she's put out a couple of different ones, but this one I think is one of her most recent ones, and it's published by C&T Publishing. I've always liked C&T Publishing books. They are quite Americanized. My favorite was Quilt Mania, but we've heard recently that they closed. And those were my favorite books. They were French and English, so and inches and metric. So the French side was the metric, and the English side was the imperial. So measurements, inches and yards and stuff. So I have quite a few books from Quilt Mania. I love the books, the quality, everything. I have some of their Quilt Mania magazines and their other two magazines that they would put out. Now they're completely shut down. They're not publishing anymore, and I don't know what's going to happen to these amazing quilt designers that have their books under that publisher. I don't know if they're going to sell the rights to another publisher for those books. They are never going to be at the level that if they do sell the rights to the designers go and do a new contract with another publisher. I don't know what's going to happen because I'm not in the publishing world. I don't know anything about that. So it would be interesting to see what happens to some of these designers that have published under the Quilt Mania label. Unfortunately, they will not be publishing anything new. They're completely closed, and I was devastated to hear that. There was another one that has closed also, which I think is Martingale, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. But there was one recently. Now, they didn't bankrupt, like Quilt Mania, the rumor is that they went bankrupt. So they closed for financial reasons. The other one, I believe the publisher was a family-owned business, nobody in the family. I don't think they chose to sell. I think they chose to close. So yeah, so those books from that publisher are going to be hard to get in the future because they're not publishing anymore. So C&T Publishing is still around. Thank the Lord for that one. So I decided to bring this book in. It is really well written. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This book, this pattern of this quilt, and she's put out other ones like this. I think it's one of those patterns that you need to go into your stash, and you need to do just randomly pull and maybe choose colors that are eye-appealing to go together, but very random. And to me, this is a stash buster. So you go through your stash and you pull and you put your blocks together, and it's all laid out. You have there's the quilt, and then on this side you have a fabric schematic of how many fabrics you need, and it goes on to the next page. So there is in total 28 fabrics. It's all laid out. There's color swatches there. You can see that there is color swatches. and it tells you how much you need of each fabric. And what you do is you just go through your stash and find fabrics that would work. And you might need to use, for example, fabric 1, it's a light print. You might need to find several to get that. You need, for fabric 1, it says you need 5/8 of a yard of white and raspberry print. So you might have to go in your stash and take fabrics to put into that place, but multiple different prints that look similar, and put that in that spot. As long as the colors depict what she's done, you should be fine. I do this all the time. I enjoy doing scrappy quilts. And I don't have a huge stash, so I sometimes have to buy. So that book just came in. I have that on my bucket list, of course, to do. Now, another thing that I have brought in is these wool mats from this company, from the Gypsy Quilter. This mat is 17 by 24 inches, so it's fairly large. It's great for traveling with and stuff. Now, they tell you to use a dry iron on this these mats. I'm not a fan of a dry iron, so I have a little mini I'm butchering the name, but it's the little mini iron. You know, the company that goes up and down? They have a beautiful mini one. I do put water in it, but it doesn't steam the same way as a big one, and it's perfect to work with you get your steam, but at the same time, it's not as steamy as the big one. There's not as much steam coming out with the big one. So these are into the store now. I'm really pleased to have brought those in. So let's get to the fabric collections. I'm going to show you 2 different collections. One, now these came in early. They came in fairly early. They were supposed to be arriving into my store in May, and they were shipped quite early to me. I don't know why, but they did. So they've been in the store for a little time. They are a collection. There's 2 collections, but they go together. They work together. The colors are the same. They were printed at the same time. I chose to bring both of them in because I've never done this before. They're to celebrate. There's a supplier here in Montreal, a wholesaler, and they're been in business for 100 years. It's I believe it's the grandson, but I might be wrong. Anyways, it's run now by the son and daughter of the father that used to run it. And their father retired, and I think it started with their grandfather, but I'm not 100% sure of that. So don't quote me on that. Don't go around. I think that's what it is. But anyways, the new owners, it's a family-owned business. They have quite a few employees. They have beautiful fabrics. They are the supplier for me for Robert Kaufman. So for their 100th anniversary, they went to Robert Kaufman, and they designed a series of Canadian-looking designs that are purely Canadian. It's called Purely Canadian, and there's 2 collections. One is Holid'eh season, and the other one is called Under the Northern Lights. Just fun. So the first thing I want to show you is it also does an advent calendar. I managed to get mine put together because it came in early. I've had this at a few shows this past spring because, like I said, it came in way early. And I think this is such a cute thing. And you can see how Canadian it is. You can see how Canadian it is. That moose has a maple leaf on his shirt. Or no, it's not a maple leaf. It's a star. This beaver, this beaver here has a maple leaf on his, and this bear has a maple leaf jersey, and I think, yes, and this moose also has. So like I said, it's very, 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 very Canadian oriented. The colors, the animals, and the jerseys, and the toque, you know, like the little toques on their heads and stuff. Yeah, and there's beavers, and there's bears, and there's mooses, and no, you know, and they're curling. These guys here are all curling. These guys are all curling. This guy has this beaver here. He's a lumberjack, and he's cut down a Christmas tree. These guys are ready to take their curling. This moose is decorating the Christmas tree. So yeah, just this one is doing ice fishing, very Canadian thing. This one also is getting ready to either ice fish or not. Let's be realistic, this bear doesn't know how to ice fish, he's just fallen in. And then of course there's the pine trees and stuff. But very Canadian. Oh, look at this, we have a lumberjack with his axe. Woohoo! And we have up here, we have a curling rink, and we have the curlers here curling. So very, very sweet. These are an advent calendar panel. So it comes with the instructions. It comes with these little pieces to put onto, and it's all numbered on the actual panel. If you look inside, you have the exact same thing as what we've put on the outside. What I did was I cut my pieces and I lined them and turned them, and then I quilted this up by the machine with the long arm, and then I just took this is how lazy I can get, okay? Instead of taking it out of the machine and use my domestic to sew these patches on, yeah, no, I used my long arm to sew them on. Yes, they sew through, but it doesn't matter if I had done them. You have to quilt it before you put the patches on, because these have to be open. They're little pockets to put chocolates and little trinkets for the kids to find when you do the advent calendar. Then I took it out of the machine and I prepped a little sleeve, and then I bounded it with the checkered fabric. So let me get to the fabrics of this collection. This is the Northern Stars up here. Very Canadian. We don't get a lot of designers. We don't get a lot of... I do have 2 Canadian designers in the shop. I have a pattern... a designer from the Maritimes that I bring in his patterns. I make my own patterns and design and market them. I kit some of my own designs and stuff like that. But we don't get a lot of fabrics that are printed solely with Canadian content, and this is definitely one of them. And it's to celebrate J.N. Harper's 100th year of being in business, like I was saying earlier. So let's get to Under the Northern Lights, okay? So here is blue ice fishing. I mean, how Canadian, like, to me this is very, very Canadian. And I live on an island, and if you travel around the island to the other side of where the highway is, so it's the back end, to me it's like the back end of the island. We're surrounded by water, but this back end in the winter you can see all the fishing huts. If we get a super cold winter where the ice really freezes, those guys get their fishing huts out there and they go ice fishing on that lake. It's not a lake, it's a river. And this is so purely Canadian. I mean, how Canadian can you get? So that is one. And the next one is that checkered fabric. So this is background red plaid. So that's what I used for the binding on the advent calendar. Just to do a nice frame and a bit of splash of color. And there, this one here is the Northern Lights. So this is Grizzly Aurora Borealis. I'm not good at pronouncing words. Okay? I'm dyslexic, so sometimes I don't see letters. So bear with me. I do not pronounce people's names correctly, and I certainly do not always read the words correctly. And the reason is because as a dyslexic person, one of my symptoms of being dyslexic is not just reversed letters or upside down letters. My brain sometimes does not register when I sound it out, the word does not register some letters. The brain just kind of skips over it and my eyes don't see them. But if I went and was asked to spell it letter to letter, I'll see it. But when I go to pronounce it, for some reason, I don't always see them. So here we are with the Northern Light and the bears looking at the northern, or the beavers and the bears. So just absolute, oh, and of course the moose. This one's the moose. And they're looking at those northern lights, and that's something that I would love to see. I heard this spring that here on the island that we had the opportunity to see northern lights, but I'm not following the I'm not following those kind of things, and by the time I heard about it, it was too late to see them. It had happened. So I was kind of disappointed. But to be honest with you, I would rather take a trip and see them up north, like up in Arctic or the Yukon or someplace like that. That's where, or the Netherlands. They you can see them there too. So yeah, I would rather do that than to go to the local parking lot around the mall, because that was the best place to see them, and I would have I don't like, yeah, that's what happened. I missed it. But that's okay. It happens. And those who got to see it, they said it, and they took pictures. So I saw the pictures of what they were seeing, because they took pictures and they posted them on we have a page here for our city, a Facebook page, and a lot of people post it. And I went, wow, that's so cool that they got to see them right in their backyards. So I was kind of disappointed that I did not get the chance to see it. But that's okay. There'll be other times. So this one is them sledding, a very Canadian thing to do. So we have the beavers, and I think these are all beavers. Yeah, these are all beavers. So we have the beavers sledding. Oh, sorry, they're upside down. Here we go. Yeah, we have the beavers sledding. And that's on a cream background. What is this called? White sleigh ride, it's called. So background white, and it's called sleigh ride. All right, and here is another one. So this is a gray background, and they're curling. Now, something I've just noticed is they have little stars on their jerseys. So these guys are curling. So these are the bears and beavers curling, and the moose, and they have little stars on their jerseys. Okay. Yeah, little stars. Anyways. Now we have the blue. This is blue curling. So this one was a gray, and this one is the blue. Same print, but on a blue background. And we have, oh, okay, now I see something different here. This one is background blue Canadian jersey, okay? So they're hockey players, they're on skates, there's beavers, there's bears, and there's moose, and they're in jerseys with maple leaves on their jerseys. So here we are. So you can see that. They're super, super cute. And they have their hockey skates on and everything. Now, I'm going to show you the other collection. The colors are exactly the same, so you can mix them up if you want. But the other one is quite Christmassy oriented, or yeah, it's Christmas oriented. Okay, so it's called Holid'eh season. This one is called Background Red Ornaments. So we have little ornaments of the beaver, moose, and bear, with other ornaments like the hat. Okay, so that's our Canadian mounted hat. That's what it looks like. We have little ornaments like this with the maple leaves and stuff. So super, super sweet. I mean, this guy here looks like he's getting ready to go and downhill ski. That's what that one looks like. It's got the goggles on. And then we have, let me just pull up these ones. Then we have the green ornaments. So I just showed you the red. We have the forest green ornaments. Same print, but green background. Okay. And then we have, there should be one more. Yes, there is. All right, so this one is the blue ornament. So same prints, but on the blue background. And it's the same blue that was in the Northern Lights. The colors are all the same. So very, very fun. I'm just going to put this one over here because I'm scared that my thing's going to go flying. I'm just going to move these over so it doesn't get too heavy over there. Now, I'm going to show you background gray snow day. So these little guys are making snowmen and having snowball fights. And snowmen heads are falling off, and they're having just such a blast making all these beautiful snowmen, and they're having fun. And their jerseys, the ones that are wearing jerseys, they have the little star on them. I think they're sweet as anything. All right, so the next one is called Blue Santa Beaver. It's like, look at the Santa Beaver. So much fun. So he's going ho ho ho, and he's got presents, and he's got a big bag full of presents, and then the Christmas trees and everything, and then the falling snow. They're little snowflakes. They're like star snowflakes. So really, really cute. Super cute. And the next one, it says, oh God, background gray lumberjack. Background gray lumberjack. like you can't get more Canadian than this. The beavers with their look at these guys with the big beards, and they have walking sticks, and then they're cutting. This guy has his big axe, and he's chopping trees down, and this tree is fallen because he's just chopped it down. This one is about to fall, so really well done and super cute. So this one's gray background, a very light gray. The last one, which made me laugh when I saw it, it's background white, moose lights. Okay, these poor mooses are trying to untangle the lights, the Christmas lights. They're trying to untangle them, and they're getting. I mean, look at this one here. He's like completely tangled up. So is this one over here. So yeah, they're trying to untangle the lights, and they're getting themselves all tangled up. And I just think it is one of the cutest fabrics that you could have. So that is it for this week. And if you want to see what's coming in the fall, Please subscribe and ring the bell. I am prepping for the fall season this summer, and I hope to have some good videos with tutorials and lectures and some other stuff that I am prepping and writing for now. So we'll see you next time. Happy quilting. Bye-bye.